And now we will hear from Mr. Ed Cronenberg, who is the Secretary General with the Dutch Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Mr. Cronenberg.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It gives me great pleasure to welcome so many of you to The Hague, to this conference on the legacy of the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia. Please allow me to extend a special word of welcome to the representatives of victim groups, of the countries of the former Yugoslavia, and of national jurisdictions in the region. The Netherlands is very pleased to be able to co-host and co-sponsor this important conference. This country, as many of you know, has a long tradition of international law. Over the course of many years, this city, the city of The Hague, has evolved to become a center of legal knowledge. All over the world, the name of The Hague stands for hope. Hope for people that crimes committed against them will not go unpunished. Ladies and gentlemen, over the course of the next 2 days, you will be assessing the legacy of the ICTY. But its work is not yet done. 2 suspects still remain at large. It is of crucial importance for the Tribunal's legacy that they are brought to justice as well. Their apprehensions will send yet another powerful warning to potential perpetrators of serious international crimes that the world community will not stand by idly. That although justice sometimes requires a lot of patience, it will eventually be served. But even with their arrests pending, I think it is fair to conclude that the establishment of the Tribunal has represented a major step forward in the international fight against impunity. In furthering the legacy of the Nuremberg and Tokyo tribunals after the Second World War, the ICTY has contributed greatly to the development of international law. Its procedures and case law have laid the foundations for other international criminal courts like the ICC and the Special Tribunal for Lebanon. Thanks to its close cooperation with domestic courts in the region, the ICTY has also enhanced structural and legal reforms and has contributed greatly to building capacity for domestic war crimes proceedings in the region. The Tribunal's objective went beyond providing just justice. In its resolution creating the ICTY, the Security Council expressed the clear hope that the Tribunal would contribute to the restoration and maintenance of peace. And as we all know, lasting peace requires reconciliation. Some people think that combating impunity and promoting reconciliation are mutually exclusive. Combating impunity and promoting reconciliation are, however, 2 complementary preconditions for achieving lasting peace. Mechanism of transitional justice can play a vital role in achieving this, as long as these mechanisms are embedded in local structures. The ICTY's experience demonstrates this. It also demonstrates the importance of an effective outreach strategy. With the establishment of the Outreach Office in 1999, the Tribunal has persistently engaged itself with civil society. It has aimed at assisting the public to access and understand the Tribunal's proceedings. It has ensured the translation and dissemination of fact sheets about the Tribunal's cases and has facilitated the participation of Tribunal officers in television and radio programs. This, I believe, has been vital in making communities in the region stakeholders in the ICTY's legacy. And let me also applaud the role that has been played by the media themselves. And in this respect, I would like to mention the Sense News Agency, which has been following the proceedings from this court from the very beginning. Over the course of the next 2 days, you will debate all that the Tribunal will hand down to successors and others. You will concentrate on the Tribunal's factual, legal, institutional, regional and normative legacies. I sincerely hope you will be able to come to a common vision how best to utilize these legacies for future generations. I'd like to welcome you again to the Netherlands and wish you all a very productive and successful discussion. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to give the floor to Professor Richard Steinberg from the UCLA School of Law. He will give opening remarks on behalf of Ms. Sanela Diana Jenkins, who has sponsored this conference through the human rights project she helped create at the UCLA School of Law. Professor Steinberg.
Sanela Diana Jenkins sends her regrets at not being able to attend this conference and her thanks to President Robinson and the Tribunal for their partnership in organizing the meeting. Ms. Jenkins wanted to be here today, but unanticipated demands have made it not possible for her to be here with us. She has asked me to read her brief opening remarks, and I shall now do so. President Robinson, Mr. Brammertz, Mr. Hocking, distinguished panelists and guests, I'm honored to speak before you today. The institution of the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia is often seen as chambers, the office of the prosecutor, and the registry. But the institution is more than that. The institution includes all of those who now and in the past have dedicated themselves to justice in the former Yugoslavia. It includes the human rights NGOs that championed establishment of the tribunal, the diplomats who helped create it, the international organizations that have helped support it, and all the judges, lawyers, and administrators who have run it. It includes all of you. Its legacy is not limited to just the law it has created, those it has convicted, or the stories that can now be told with authority about what happened in Bosnia and the rest of the former Yugoslavia, what happened in my youth. Its legacy includes much more, most importantly among those, the existence and operation of national war crimes courts in the region and affirmation that the outside world cares. It is really for those two reasons that I have supported the conference. First, because I am passionately interested in advancing the ideals of this institution by continuing to prosecute the hundreds, perhaps thousands, not yet held to account for their actions. I'm hopeful that the work started here and now being taken up by the national war crimes proceedings will enhance prospects for justice and greater reconciliation in the former Yugoslavia and will deter future atrocities. Without this work, there is no chance. Second, I have supported this conference because I am grateful to all of you, to all of those who have supported and operated this institution over the past 18 years, for having dedicated years of your life to this noble cause. The tribunal may be subject to legitimate criticism, but the big picture is that the ICTY has brought to justice some of the most appalling figures of the 20th century, thereby staking humanity's claim to the kind of atrocities I suffered, my family suffered, my friends suffered, and millions of others suffered during the conflict. For those legacies, for those reasons, I believe that history will look favorably upon this institution, and people like me will be forever grateful to all of you. Thank you.